model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and here I am. This is a continuation of me just kind of playing around with a few things here. This is the Motion Manta Ray that I've been working on, and you know, to update you, I did do some detailing to this interior and put it together. So a lot of silver highlights and stuff, and but there's no back window, so this thing is pretty well hidden. You could just see in there a little bit, but it's gonna be hard to see. But I did that. Actually put the bare metal foil on the turn signals here. Got some orange paint on my thumb, and put some turn signal amber on them, so those are dried. And then in my last video, I was working on these tires, and I just wanted to show you how they came out. This is one of the black ones, but I decided I was gonna see how these AK markers work out. I got these from my sponsor, Hobby Nut Models. He sent them a while ago, and I just, I had them, and I really hadn't tried them yet, and I was just kind of playing around. But since it had this rubber black, I decided I'm going to give that a try. So, interestingly, so I covered the tires with it, and came out kind of nice. It looks a little bit more gray, but I mean, I mean, rubber is not really, purely black, but they covered it pretty nice. And this is the one where the wheel was actually cast, wheel back's cast in, and this is the one where I put an AMT one in there. So you can see the color difference right there. So playing around, detail painted the rims, glued them together and everything. Oh, and I was doing the putty in there. These are not that one, this one. Here's the two that I put the putty in there, and I did a little bit of sanding to and smoothed them out, and came out pretty nice. I mean, for what's basically going to be a curbside, filled those in really nicely and covered them up pretty good here. So really happy with that, but just playing around with it. So since I was deciding, this is also from Hobby Nut Models. It's a nice little stir stick for getting some of my older paint mixed up and everything. So getting this one ready, which is how I got the paint on my thumb. Mixed up really good. Pretty happy with that. And then this, you can just wipe it right off, which is pretty cool. And if you need to, you can dump it in your brush cleaner as well. But these things are handy, really are. And it's got a spoon on the other side, which I'm really not sure what for. Haven't really tried that or gave that much thought. But anyway, since I'm playing around and decided that I'm going to have a little fun detailing this, just mainly because since I really don't care too much, as it's not very accurate, it's curbside. And so I decided, I'll just kind of do this the old school way, just brush painting some of this stuff and see how she comes out. It's definitely not going to be perfect, but just kind of want to see how it's going to come out. That's why I'm using just a regular old Testra's orange, which is going to pull the black up. And of course, your small block Chevys, the balancer is orange too. So I'll paint part of it orange, if I can get my hand around here. And leave the other part to be the belt. But I think I'm going to paint the exhaust too. Yeah, that's going to be a big drip. Now this, if you're wondering, my mentality sometimes on some of these where I'll strive to do a really good model, and others seems like I just want to build it. This is one of those where I know the model's not perfect, um, and I don't really have a desire or strive to make it perfect. Others are coming out really nice, and I just want to, you know, um, make them even nicer. It's like, it's coming out this nice. I want to put more effort into it, get it a little bit farther along or better. So, that's can be my mentality sometimes. But, I don't strive for every build. Some I just want to enjoy the build and get it done. And this is one of those where it's not going to be perfect. It's a resin kit. I'll drive myself absolutely nuts trying to get it perfect, because I want it that way. But it's not going to be there. I just want a really nice shelf model. I might have to do this a couple of times, but it's just what am I going to be happy with? Not trying to strive for a perfect build every time. Wish this paint would cover better, but that's okay. I would rather have a airbrush really nice one, but of course this paint is mixing with the black below it. But of course it could be grime too. Anyway, something else to come along with this, since I was not really caring that much and trying different things, these AK markers are kind of cool. Let's clean this up a little bit. I'll let that dry and touch it up more. Plus, I'm just using regular orange, not really Chevrolet orange. Clean that off. But I tried this dark aluminum on the steering. Let's see, there's gunmetal, aluminum. Let's try this on like these exhaust pipes here. So quite interesting. Hmm. Flowing out. And somebody suggested that I just paint this exhaust and leave the dual exhaust and have the side pipes there, and as kind of non-functional. I get the idea there, but I would like to have the pipes going to the side pipes. But since this is curbside and not striving for the full-on accuracy of the chassis, and at one time I did actually consider using the AMT is really nice. 70, 71, or 2 small block kits. They've got the 71 or 72 convertibles, which I have a couple of those, and the 70 ZL1 kit. I thought about it, and I've got the kits, but when I was really looking it over, and I really got to hog out the entire resin interior of the body and everything just to get even the engine and chassis in there. And I didn't want to cut the hood open. I did and I didn't. I wanted to do it, but I saw how thick everything was, and I knew that wasn't going to be successful, and I didn't want to risk it. And then having to thin everything. So I decided I was going to just leave it at curbside. So that's where that thought process went. And I knew it used this AMT snap kit. So I decided, okay, I'll just get one of those, which a little bit harder to find than I was expecting. But some snap kits are that way. I like how these cover. I'm so used to enamels, so I'm not used to messing with acrylics and markers. So this is definitely new for me. But the rest of this is, the black is enamel. But anywhere I get this, where I accidentally touch the wrong spot, I'll touch it back up with the black. I am liking this for a molded in exhaust. These markers, it's nice. Get this side here. Hopefully I'm under the camera. Okay. I'll have to get that tranny too, but I think, I don't know if the marker is going to be a good idea. We'll see. It's got a really interesting tip. I'm not sure how in there it's going to get. Getting in there pretty far. Hmm. Well, interesting for detailing the chassis and everything. I'm going to have to redo that, but not too concerned about that specifically. But just kind of enjoying playing around and seeing how this stuff comes out. And definitely be doing some more of it. And I'm going to do that filter in blue because the current Delco oil filters, they're blue. I'll have to get some black in there so you can kind of see the red through there. But got some areas to touch up. But I'm just playing around. On a chassis I really don't care about. It'll be under it when it's done. But let's get some more. See a spot where I missed. I don't care, but apparently do. But anyway, yeah, I'm playing. Getting kind of late though, so I need to get to bed because got to work tomorrow and everything. So we'll let that dry, and I'll do another coat of the orange on there. You know, just give me that orange oil pan, and then I'll get the blue on that oil filter. But I'm gonna let all that dry so that I can get another coat in there and make it a little bit more presentable. But again, just playing around. So, well, I'll continue playing on with this for a little bit more another night here since I got to get myself to bed. But thanks you guys for tuning in, subscribing, all your comments and everything. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.